Around 3 years ago, Rolling Stone came out with a list of the top comedians of all time, and it still makes me mad today.
Because you don't agree with any of it.
I don't agree. Well, some, but not all. Okay, number 10 on their list. I'll just do the top 10. Makes me mad. Mort Schall. Who is that?
I don't know.
Exactly. Number 9, Dave Chappelle.
What? He's number 9? He's not number 1? Okay, right there's a problem.
Number 8, Bill Cosby.
What?
This list makes me mad. Number 7, Jerry Seinfeld.
I mean, at least I heard of him.
Number 6, Joan Rivers.
Okay, good. I'm glad they included a woman. I'm glad they included Joan. She works blue. Very dirty. Love her.
Top 10, though?
I mean, I guess if you think about, you got to put a woman in there. Who's a funnier woman than Joan Rivers?
Okay. I'll give you that. Number 5, Chris Rock.
Okay. Yeah, I'm down with that.
I'll take top 5. I think he should be higher, but there only can be one number 1. Number 4, Louis C.K.
What do you think about that? Because he's in my top 10. He's really funny. And I know the scandal and I understand the whole thing. It's different with Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby, I never thought was funny to begin with. And then after we found out he was a rapist, it's like he should be stricken from the record, for me. Louis C.K. is incredibly funny, still funny. I understand what he did was wrong, but it's not in the same category as Bill Cosby. So I think he can still be on a list.
Okay, I agree. I don't think Louis C.K. should be in the top 20 because I don't
really?
think...
Oh, he's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I haven't seen a stand-up special where I said he's amazing. I haven't seen it. Number 3 on this list, Lenny Bruce.
Okay. I mean, I know he's iconic and people love him. I've never seen his stand-up, so I don't know.
Right. Number 2, George Carlin.
Oh, right. Of course. That should definitely be there.
And what's number 1? Richard Pryor.
Right. Well, Richard Pryor and George Carlin kind of get a pass because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have Chris Rock. We wouldn't have Dave Chappelle. Mm-hmm. We wouldn't have a Louis C.K. So they're kind of like the fathers of stand-up comedy.
But it's still, that list makes me mad because it has the Lenny Bruce on there, which I don't know what Lenny Bruce is. I've never heard Lenny Bruce.
Or that last guy that you said I never heard of.
Yeah, so there's people on there that make me mad. I looked up another website that came out today that had rankings of the top comedians, and I kind of agree with this a little bit more than the Rolling Stone list. So
okay, because this is more of like a listener viewer, right? Regular people made this list, didn't they?
Yes, regular people. So
okay, good.
Number 20 on the regular people list, John Candy.
I've never seen him do stand-up. So this is just funny people then.
We'll say funny people.
Okay, fine.
Number 19, Ricky Gervais.
Oh, he's in my top 10.
Number 18, Chris Farley.
Okay.
17, Mel Brooks.
Oh, okay.
16, Jim Gaffigan.
Yeah, I like him. He works, he's very clean guy, clean comedy. His current special on Prime put me right to sleep, but for the most part, I think he's funny.
Yeah, I tried to do it because he's everywhere right now, and I just couldn't do it. I mean, he's got funny jokes. He doesn't have a funny stand-up.
You realize he's one of the worst guests we ever had. If you remember.
I don't even remember.
Not a good guest because he was sort of boring. He wasn't funny. He's only funny on a stage. He's not funny in real life. He's not one of those kind of comics.
Okay, I take it back. The only time I ever laughed at Louis C.K. is when he was on our show and he was on the toilet the whole time.
Come on, wasn't that great?
So I'll give him that. But that's really the only time I've laughed at him. Number 15 on the list, Bernie Mac.
Right, okay.
Number 14, Bill Murray.
All right.
13, Steve Martin.
Oh, yeah. Steve Martin. I mean, again, I don't know if Steve Martin's stand-up comedy would hold up today, but in the 70s, he was brilliant. The guy.
Right. Number 12, Don Rickles.
Okay.
Number 11. See, I'm going to put this guy top 5, but he's number 11 on this list. I like this list better. Mitch Hedberg.
Oh, yes. Mitch Hedberg should definitely be in the, top 10 for sure.
Right. So he's number 11. I'll give him that.
Okay, that's fine. We agree with that.
Number 10, Red Fox. Sure. I mean,
Iconic again.
iconic. Number 9 on their list is Louis C.K. He would be higher if they would have heard him on the toilet the whole time.
That's right, on our show.
Bill Burr is number 8.
He does a good stand-up. I wouldn't put him in the top 10, but he's good.
Number 7, Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Not only iconic, but incredibly funny. You saying no to Rodney? You say no to Rodney?
No. I put Rodney in the top 5. I mean, I think
Sure.
when Rodney was on The Tonight Show, he was better after his stand-up. He would,
Like when he was sitting down and
oh
just
yeah,
chatting away.
he was brilliant. Number 6 on their list, Chris Rock. Number 5, just because he's dead, well, I'll take it. But Robin Williams, number 5.
Okay. Love him as an actor. Thought he was a really terrific comedy actor, serious actor, deserved every award. I didn't think his stand-up, I thought his stand-up was way too over the top for me. I can't handle that energy.
Right. Number 4, Eddie Murphy.
Raw is iconic. It's
Yeah.
the greatest. It's one of the best stand-ups of all time.
Number 3 on their list, Richard Pryor.
Of course.
Number 2, I agree with Dave Chappelle. And number 1, George Carlin. So
Carlin.
I like their list better than the other list, the Rolling Stone list.
Well, I call BS on both lists because if the only female comic you're giving me is Joan Rivers, you can bite me. There are way funnier women than some of the men you just mentioned.
Not according to the people.
What about Wanda Sykes? What about Amy Schumer? What about Sarah Silverman?
Number 23 on this list is the first female, and it's Carol Burnett. And I'll have to give it to her for being funny.
No,
She was
on
brilliant.
her show, she was very funny, but I don't think that she did stand up. See, they have to differentiate between, somebody who was funny, like as an actor, and somebody who did stand up. Those are two different. I think those are two different skills.
Number 37 is another female, Betty White.
But again, love Betty White, iconic. Everyone loves her. Everyone's protecting her. She's there's nobody out there who doesn't love her. Not a stand-up. I'm sorry, she doesn't qualify.
But number 40, Sam Kinison. Sam should be top 10,
Right.
and Sam should not be number 40.
I mean, I love Ali Wong and Margaret Cho and Nikki Glazer, and I don't know if you've ever seen Ms. Pat. She's hilarious. Leslie Jones. I mean, there's so many female comics that are working right now that are just, I mean, they're killing it. They're just hitting it out of the park.